Country isn't destroyed by enemies anymore, it's destroyed by the people leading it. And that is exactly what Narendra Modi-led BJP is doing in India since 2014, grabbing the power by creating immense hatred between communities and polarizing the biggest segment of the Indian voters. Their policy focus has been favourable for a tiny number of rich Indians, at the cost of deteriorating living standards of the average population. And the segment of that average population suffering most are the young Indians, the Gen Z, unemployed and frustrated. A recent statement by the Chief Justice of India, calling Gen Z as cockroaches, took that frustration to another level.
Youngsters like cockroaches, they don't get any employment, they don't have any place in profession. Some of them become media, some of them become social media, some of them become Bharatiya activists, some of them become another activists, and they start attacking everyone.
Cockroach Janta Party, CJP, or Cockroach People's Party, parodying the ruling party in India, the Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, was created in response to remarks made on May 15, 2026 by Surya Kant, the Chief Justice of India, in which he called some activists and unemployed youth cockroaches and parasites of society. Abhijit Dip, a digital communications strategist, decided to turn the insult around and use it as a tool for protest, launching the Cockroach Janta Party, CJP, online on May 16, 2026, as a satirical parody of the ruling political establishment.
It was just, doing a banter. It was just supposed to be a joke, but somehow people really rallied behind it. And today we have like more than 2 crore followers on Instagram and more than 11 lakh people registered as official members. And people are offering me jobs and asking me to stay in the US, not go back to India, because why to risk yourself? Why can't you just stay here and have a comfortable life? But I have to tell them now I cannot abandon this movement and I need to go back.
Janta Party, the CJP, looks a real threat to India's traditional parties. Its message is simple. It says, like the resilient cockroach, the common people of India cannot be crushed.
Lotus leaf, which is the symbol of the ruling party of India, the BJP of Narendra Modi.
CJP describes itself as a political front of the youth, by the youth, for the youth, secular, socialist, democratic, and lazy. A tongue-in-cheek membership criteria which included being unemployed and lazy. That started as a joke, but because of the momentum that it's picked up and the trouble it has caused for the ruling party, has resulted its website taken down, its social media accounts blocked. Founder of this movement, Abhijit Dip, has been called a tool of the Pakistani intelligence services.
और किसको पाकिस्तानी कहोगे आप? स्टूडेंट्स को पाकिस्तानी कहोगे, मुझे पाकिस्तानी कहोगे, अपोजिशन को पाकिस्तानी कहोगे, आप जैसे पत्रकारों को पाकिस्तानी कहेंगे, जो सरकार से सवाल पूछते हैं तो भारतीय है कौन, इंडियन है कौन? बस आईटी सेल वाले? क्या लगा रखा है इस देश में? इस देश में.
But Dip reminds them that cockroaches are best when it comes to survival. He said, one should know where does cockroach exist. They exist in a place which is rotten and the system so rotten that the cockroaches are coming out in such a huge number. Official attempts to suppress it have only given it more momentum, more credibility, and more force. Dipke has put out an initial 5-part manifesto as follows. Blocking retired Supreme Court judges from having cushy post-retirement positions. Seeking 50% representation for women in the parliament and the cabinet. Demanding that the 2 biggest tycoons in India forced to divest their media holdings to allow a genuine independent media to flourish. If any legitimate vote is deleted, the Chief Election Commissioner shall be arrested under the UAPA, as taking away voting rights is no less than terrorism. Any MLA or MP who defects from one party to another shall be barred from contesting elections and holding public office for 20 years. There are real problems facing India's Gen Z in particular, and unemployment is huge. Youth population is massive in India, world's most populous country with tremendously young demographic profile. Official unemployment rate in the formal workforce is 16%, but underlying figure is a whopping 40%. Every year the country produces over 5 million university graduates, but fewer than 3 million are able to find jobs, creating a cumulative problem of the unemployed continue to rise.
एम्प्लॉयमेंट की भी बहुत ज़रूरी है. हम देख रहे हैं 10-12 साल में जो पिछले 10-12 साल में जो इंडिया का पॉलिटिक्स रहा है, हिंदू मुस्लिम कर रहे हैं. उस हिंदू मुस्लिम से किसी को जॉब नहीं मिल रही है, उस हिंदू मुस्लिम से किसी की एग्जाम अच्छी नहीं जा रही है. तो वो सारा फोकस बदलना पड़ेगा, सरकार का जो प्रायोरिटी वो बदलना पड़ेगा, फोकस बदलना पड़ेगा। जब एम्प्लॉयमेंट की बात होगी, जब एजुकेशन की बात होगी, तब कहाँ जाकर देश सच में प्रोग्रेस कर सकता है। कहाँ की राजनीति।
So the Cockroach Party was the flame that lit the tinder which is built up through youth unemployment, the perception that young people will not be able to get the future that they had imagined. Could this have the power to bring down Narendra Modi's government? The Intelligence Bureau of India warned the Indian government that this did have the potential to destabilize the country to be an anarchic political movement, considering 3 of India's neighboring countries have had youth-led protests that brought down the 3 governments. But Modi's position is very secure. As things currently stand, this protest movement would have to grow enormously and exponentially. So it's unlikely that this will actually bring down the Modi government, but who knows? With very real problems in India, anything could happen. History is absolutely littered with youth-led revolts that sparked massive change. The famous protests in Paris in May 1968 was sparked by student outrage over overpopulated universities that led to the President Charles de Gaulle resignation. The civil rights movement in the United States against sanctioned racial segregation, and the Arab Spring that overthrew the rulers. If cockroaches pick up momentum like those presidents, could India be as consequential as these previous ones that have gone down in history? The potential is there, but others will need to join. Nepal, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka brought down governments in short order. But the mass street protests led by young people were soon joined by others with common and universal concern being material well-being of individuals and families above other things. So the universality of inflation, specially made worse by Israel and US attack on Iran, has significantly increased the cost of living pressures around the world. And the group that is feeling the pressure most acutely in the world are younger people, Gen Z in particular. So the disgruntlement, the dissatisfaction in India, on comparative basis, is extremely high among the younger generation. But we'll see what develops from here.
Please don't forget to click the like and subscribe buttons. It really helps.